The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
Hello, this is Monday's news. Thanks for joining us.
In this edition, province prepares for El Nino. Salika urges fair and unbiased judgments, and lay ready for conference.
The Simbu provincial government has developed and presented a comprehensive El Nino risk assessment and response plan for 2026 as dry conditions already begin to affect food gardens and crops across the province. The plan outlines measures to prepare communities, protect livelihoods, and coordinate emergency responses ahead of the expected impacts of the dry season.
Under the leadership of Governor Noah Cool and Provincial Administrator John Punde, the Simbu Provincial Administration has mobilized its El Nino response team to address growing concerns about drought conditions impacting communities across the province. The response team, supported by the Disaster and Climate Change Division and the Planning Division, presented the risk assessment and scenario planning documents last week to the Governor, Administrator, and members of the Provincial Assembly. The documents outline vulnerabilities in food security, water supply, health, frost, and fire risk affecting communities from the provincial headquarters to all districts and event centers. The plan was developed in consultation with the Provincial Disaster and Emergency Committee, provincial management and technical teams, and local level government representatives. It also details emergency response activities, awareness programs, cost estimates, and responsibilities. Provincial Administrator John Punde said the government must act quickly as El Nino conditions are already affecting the province.
The rest of the country, they are still talking. Our plan was already registering a disaster from the Department of Mosby. And they gave us a template of calling Combo 2. So it's like Combo 2 number, Tata is using a collection. Part of the awareness number on technical team to go out there, reach out to identify more risk areas. And these are areas like water shortage, this is an area, food security of food shortage, this is an area. All this area is usually when you put it over like where I go into the template. The template will now generate the Kello, main center level of most. So any level of support, if internationally by coming, or national government by coming and basic information by generating.
He added that the provincial government is preparing a revised budget to fund response efforts with support expected from district administrations and the national government. Provincial officials outlined that the national government is considering Simbu as one of the provinces requiring emergency support due to the El Nino conditions. The proposed plan will be submitted to the Provincial Executive Council for approval, including funding allocation to support communities during the early stages of the El Nino period. Michael Tamtipais, TV1 News.
Chief Justice Sir Gibbs Salika has challenged magistrates across the country to be impartially when handing down a sentence, as this reflects the delivery of justice with integrity. He strongly urged all magistrates to be fair and not biased in making judgments.
Attended by magistrates across the country, the three-day Magisterial Services Biennial Conference 2026 held in Port Moresby aims to promote the delivery of justice so that public trust and confidence in the magistracy will increase. Under the theme Delivering Justice with Integrity, the conference recognizes the evolving role of magistrates as judicial leaders, now subject to the Leadership Code and the Ombudsman Commission. In his opening remarks, Chief Justice Gibbs Salika emphasized that it is everyone's duty within the judicial space to continue reminding themselves to deliver justice based on evidence and delivered with integrity and honesty.
When you're delivering your judgment with integrity, you are delivering it because the evidence is before you to make that decision. You don't make any other decision other than from the evidence that you have received. That's the only way that you and I can deliver justice with integrity, because the evidence is before you from the witnesses. You scale him, this all talk long all witness. Now you make him decision after that. Evidence is the evidence of witnesses. People who come and give evidence before you swear on oath that they are going to tell the truth and the true story they are aware of. And so when you and I stick to that principle of delivering justice with integrity, you are going to be delivering justice on the evidence that has been presented to you.
He further stated that judgments should always be fair, adding that all judgments handed down determine the lives of the people. The overall objectives of the conference is to strengthen magistrate roles as judicial leaders, promote compliance with the leadership code, improve consistency in sentencing and judicial decision-making, align judicial performance with Magisterial Services Corporate Plan 2026 to 2030. Chief Magistrate Mark Pupaka stated that integrity needed to be brought back because of the challenges faced at the magisterial services.
It is advent and synchronization of a lot of things that are developing quite outside of our control, particularly the social media, the advent in the internet space, increasingly people challenging court results and the value people place on our court results through the alternative opinion. Social media, the use of which allows our best efforts to be questioned in ways that we didn't experience before. So it is time now to put back on the table our commitment to do our best, oath of office that we took.
Coinciding with the event this week is the launch of the Magisterial Services Corporate Plan 2026 to 2030, Magistrate Code of Conduct, website, and mediation protocol. Mason Lewis, TVWAN News.
The Magisterial Services will soon have a budget secured in the government's annual budget after it is presented and approved by the National Executive Council. The budget will back its operations, infrastructure and other related activities as the institution carries out its mandate.
This was announced by Chief Magistrate Mark Papuku today during the Magisterial Services Biennial Conference 2026 held in Port Moresby. The budget is to assist Magisterial Services court operations, infrastructure, and institutional reforms aimed at expanding access to justice.
For the first time, the magisterial service is able to have its budget secured in government because the Right Honourable Chief Justice, for the first time, has decided 3 budgets in a row, has decided to take your budget, our budget, to government direct. I'm sure you will take us to government again this year with the budget that is required for operating this organization next year. Thank you, Tony.
The organization is also working on its budget and will soon be handed over to the Chief Justice before being presented to the Prime Minister for approval by the National Executive Council.
Well, I got in this time, I've gotten him to prepare your budget before everybody else's budget goes to finance or wherever it goes. But he prepares the budget, comes and gives it to me. I take your budget and my budget to the Prime Minister at once. And then it was from there that I told him, you don't worry about your budget. I will speak for your budget with the Prime Minister. And so your budget is no longer going to the public service. Your budget is going straight to the National Executive Council.
Mason Lewis, TVWAN News.
Solomon Airlines will launch a new scheduled service between Port Moresby, Papua New Guinea and Honiara Solomon Islands commencing June July the 7th, 2026. The airline says the new route marks an important milestone in enhancing air connectivity between PNG and the Solomon Islands, supporting increased tourism, business travel, and people-to-people exchange across the region. The introduction of the Port Moresby Honiara service reflects its ongoing commitment to improving connectivity across the Pacific region and enhancing convenience for travelers between PNG and the Solomon Islands. The new service represents an important step in strengthening ties between PNG and the SI, supporting both tourism and business travel while improving access and convenience for our customers. 11 agriculture volunteers were inducted in Central Province following a week-long pre-service orientation program. The initiative, led by the National Volunteer Service in partnership with the Central Provincial Government, aims to boost agricultural development across the province.
The pre-service orientation began on Monday, 22nd June and wrapped up on Thursday, 26 June, with 11 volunteers inducted and set to be deployed across the 5 districts of Central Province. Their focus will be on strengthening agricultural activities at the local level government areas, with particular attention given to cocoa farming. The program is an initiative between the National Volunteer Service and the Central Provincial Government. Throughout the week, volunteers were trained and equipped with practical knowledge and skills to prepare them for work in rural communities. The volunteers will play a key role in improving livelihoods, boosting agricultural productivity, and supporting sustainable development across the province. The National Volunteer Service revealed it remains committed to partnering with provincial governments to roll out similar programs to improve the quality of life in rural and remote communities. Michael Tamtipais, TVWAN News.
This is TVWAN News. After the break, lay ready for conference and textbooks needed for curriculum.
For too long, banking has felt out of reach for many. But now, BSP's One-Took Wallet is here to change that. Send and receive money, pay bills, and top up. It's your money, wherever, whenever. Because at BSP, we are committed to improving how our customers connect to our One-Talks, to our family, to the ones we love. BSP's One-Took Wallet. Money made easy. Dial *131# for everyone.
What a game this has been. With a minute to go, it all comes down to this.
And here they come. They go wide. Passes to Becky. He juggles. Kicks it. Who will get there? No, Kara. He's over. What a try. All the emotions are flowing. Jubilation. Ecstasy. What a game.
Hiya, Mama. You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magic kakaru, get up a big smile on face. Time for kim chicken, a great kumutu. Sip, sip, the mumu, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, PNG and Mia. Buying PNG made.
You have to meet my best friend. She's the sweetest. Hey, check out my hair.
Which one? The one on your head or the one in the sink? Relax. Next time, just use the Mega Growth Anti-Damage Relaxer. It's infused with wonder oils and conditioning proteins for visibly less hair breakage after retouching. Now your hair looks great.
Thank you.
Mega Growth Anti-Damage No-Like Cream Relaxer for visibly less hair breakage after retouching.
P&G's favorite soft drink now in bottles. GoldSport brings you fresh, bold flavors in brand new 500ml bottles. Taste the rainbow. More freshness, more flavor, more fun. Lime, orange, raspberry, and pineapple. Proudly made in P&G. Proudly GoldSport.
The PNG LNG project has now generated more than 30 billion kina for Papua New Guinea
since production commenced. Nearly half of this amount has been paid as tax. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to the IRC, while development levies and royalties are paid to DPE.
You sabi to some condom and one way where you can abuse him sick HIV, STI na unplanned pregnancy. Ting him, use him condom long right way. Stop safe na look out him you yet. Use him condom all get a time. Suppose you know save long HIV status long partner blong you or suppose you got plenty partner. Use him condom good all get a time. Long haborus him sick HIV, STI na unplanned pregnancies. Use him condom banis him you yet na future blong you. This platok save ikam long National AIDS Council Secretariat.
Welcome back. Lae is set to host the Papua New Guinea 2026 Food and Nutrition Conference, scheduled for July the 1st to the 3rd, 2026. Facilitated by Papua New Guinea University of Technology, it is expected to attract hundreds of participants from all sectors.
The Papua New Guinea University of Technology, in partnership with key stakeholders in agriculture, nutrition and development, will be hosting the Papua New Guinea 2026 Food and Nutrition Conference in Lae, Morobe Province. The event, set for July 1st to 3rd, 2026, will be held under the theme Transforming Food Systems for Nutrition and Resilience in Papua New Guinea. The conference will bring together approximately 400 participants from government, academia, research institutions, industry, development organizations, donor agencies, and farming communities. The three-day event will provide a national platform for dialogue, collaboration, and innovation, focusing on food security, nutrition, climate resilience, agricultural development, and sustainable food systems. Vice-Chancellor of PNG UOT, Professor Ora Renagi, said the conference reflects the university's commitment to applying science, technology, and innovation to address national development challenges. He outlined that food and nutrition are among the most critical issues confronting Papua New Guinea and the wider Pacific region. Ensuring food security, improving nutritional outcomes, increasing agricultural productivity, and addressing emerging challenges associated with climate change, population growth, and changing lifestyles require coordinated efforts across multiple disciplines. Professor Renagi emphasized that the conference would provide an important opportunity to connect research, policy, and practice. Additionally, the Secretary for the Department of Agriculture and Livestock, Dr. Sergi Bang, welcomed the conference as an important opportunity to strengthen cooperation across sectors involved in food production, nutrition, and rural development. Kamala Guare, TVWAN News, Lae.
Access to resources remains a big challenge for teachers in the country. Deputy Head Teacher for Tsilitili High School in Huon Gulf District, Morobe Province, emphasized on this during their Provincial In-Service Training Week at Salamaua Provincial High School.
For the first time ever, high school teachers from Huon Gulf District in Morobe Province gathered for the Provincial In-Service Training Week. Hosted atop the scenic Salamoa Provincial High School overlooking the sea, teachers from Salamoa, Tsilitili, Bubia, Lutheran Junior High, Zifasing, and Morobe Technical High came together to talk about the standard-based curriculum as well as the School Learning Improvement Plan, or SLEEP. Facilitator and the Deputy Head Teacher of Tsilitili High School, Michael Nagari, outlined that even though schools are implementing the standard-based curriculum, which has replaced the unpopular outcome-based education, learning materials remain their biggest challenge.
But our real challenge is the textbooks we need. So what most of the teachers we do is the little content we have given in the teacher's guide, we get it, but we research using internet or some other platforms to collect more information. so we can put a collective of information to do our lesson notes and present to our students.
District Education Manager Sam Gesang, when commending the first of its kind training, outlined that the district is planning to support its teachers in terms of resources. Meantime, 58 teachers from the Huon Gulf High School cluster attended the Provincial In-Service Training Week from Monday, June 22nd to Friday, June 26th. The host school, Salamoa, had 22 teachers, while Morobe Technical, Bubia and Zifasing had 10 teachers each, and the remote area of Tili Tili sent 6 of its teachers. Kamala Guare, TVWAN News, Ley.
The Department of Education has launched the National In-Service Training Program in Port Moresby. School leaders and teachers gathered to pledge unity in lesson plans, teaching programs and assessments to strengthen the heart of the education system. First Assistant Secretary Kutna Bepwik opened the program with a call to embrace the curriculum as the foundation of children's learning. She highlighted the need for unified teaching programs across schools.
This orientation is not just about materials. It is about resetting our curriculum, reaffirming its role as the heart of our education system. Resetting means recommitting ourselves to quality, equity and accountability. It means discarding or leaving behind practices that divide us and embracing those that would unite us. Every teacher must now take ownership of our curriculum, not waiting for others to lead, but stepping forward as custodians of the curriculum.
TSC Commissioner Operations Kaikato Kasi reinforced the message, describing the curriculum as the living heart of education. He urged administrators to pledge unity in teaching programs, lesson plans, and assessments.
TSC has been left out for many years. We have not served the teachers well, and I want to apologize to teachers who are still struggling. I want all of us to work together, like your first Assistant Secretary said, unified curriculum, unified teaching. Let's all work together and change Port Moresby.
Acting Chairman Maini Ugayal delivered the keynote, grounding his message in scripture and gratitude.
Thank you for putting up, sacrificing your time and efforts to educate the children of this country. Let's give ourselves a round of applause. Jesus, in his first creation, let there be light. And you took up the profession. It's a noble profession, and your name is in the Bible that says teachers is mentioned in the Bible. That's why I call you the light of this country.
As NIST Week begins, education leaders are united in one pledge to make the curriculum a living, breathing force that delivers quality learning for every child in the National Capital District. The Australian High Commission joined the Bougainville Department of Education, Bougainville State of Emergency, church, school leaders, and parents to celebrate the launch of the Bougainville School Recovery Support and Breakfast Initiative. Support also includes teaching and learning materials to enhance students' continued learning. Supported by the Australian government and delivered through the Partnerships for Improving Education program, the Bougainville School Recovery Support Package includes funding for up to 40 primary schools affected by Cyclone Mila to repair classrooms and water, sanitation and hygiene facilities. Support also includes teaching and learning materials and additional teaching resources to support students' continued learning, training and counseling support for parents, teachers, board of management, and students affected by the cyclone would also be provided. Furthermore, early grade learners from primary schools in Buin, South Bougainville will receive a breakfast pack each. Parents and caregivers from Buin Primary School will also engage in an advocacy session on meal planning and nutritious meals for their children. Designed to ensure that all students have access to an inclusive education, the initiative aligns with campaigns led by the Bougainville Department of Education. The School Recovery Support and Breakfast Initiative package provides targeted assistance to students and schools affected by Cyclone Mila. This forms part of Australia's broader recovery support efforts and reaffirms its long-standing commitment to supporting students' well-being and strengthening schools' recovery. On Sunday, June the 28th, Madang Province gathered in numbers to participate in the island's petroleum charity colour run at the Laiwaden Oval. It was a family event themed We Are One, One Bell, One Heart, promoting unity among communities. The proceeds of the colour run will go towards the human papillomavirus clinic at the Modilon General Hospital, which provides screening and early detection of cancer.
The We Are One Foundation initiative is helping raise funds for women's health throughout the country, where the charity run is being hosted. In Madang Province, there is a human papillomavirus test clinic at the Modilon General Hospital where women access testing. This was a pilot project, however, due to its success, it has rolled out to the Bogia district. The clinic offers a same-day service, allowing both rural and working mothers to get their results without having to forgo visits due to travel costs into Madang. Cervical cancer in the country is the second leading cause of death for women, according to the World Health Organization, reporting the lack of HPV vaccinations and accessibility to screening clinics. Founder and director of the We Are One Foundation, Kevitha Blewett, emphasized early screening for mothers in supporting the campaign for women's health in the country.
Many of you know, cervical cancer remains as one of the leading causes of cancer-related death among the women in Papua New Guinea, and it's alarming. The heartbreaking reality is that many of these deaths can be prevented through early screening, early detection, and timely treatment.
Blewett encouraged women and mothers to prioritize their health, to know their status early before it's too late. She also encouraged men and young males to support women and to be aware of women's health issues.
Please make your health a priority. Getting screened is not something to be ashamed of. It is an act of courage, responsibility, and self-care. So please encourage the women in your lives to get checked and support them to attend the appointments, help to transport if you need it, look after the children while they attend the clinic, stay beside them and not in front of them. Every woman deserves the opportunity to access healthcare with dignity, respect, privacy, and support.
Chief Executive Officer of the Madang Provincial Health Authority, Dr. Martin Diamond, was grateful for the support, stating that such fundraising helps to sustain the operations of the HPV clinic. Most of the kits utilized for testing are quite expensive for rural mothers. However, Dr. Diamond states that the We Are One Foundation has been donating funding to the clinic for the past 4 to 5 years, which has been very helpful.
In terms of maintaining the test cartridges, it's very, very expensive. It's like 300 kina per cartridge, and women cannot afford such. So this type of fundraising will help us sustain our service over the next 1 year, hopefully.
Dr. Diamond pointed out that with the rollout of the HPV clinic into Bogia, more women have been coming forward for testing and screening. This has increased the positive rating of the clinic and hopes to roll out the service to other districts. Susan Oreape, TVWAN News.
And now the finance report. The kina closed lower at $0.2280 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying $0.2205, $0.3165 Australian dollars, $0.1858 euro, and 35.44 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York closed, all closed lower except gold and palm oil closed higher. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed lower, ASX closed higher, and all ordinaries closed higher as well. TV1 News continues after the break. Stay with us.
Banking doesn't have to be complicated. With PSP's One Talk Wallet, control your money wherever, whenever. Dial *131#, enter your PIN, select cash in or out, and generate a secure code to withdraw cash. It's the only wallet for cardless ATM withdrawals. Send and receive funds, pay for goods and bills, or withdraw cash with ease. All with PSP's One Talk Wallet. PSP's One Talk Wallet. Money made easy. Dial *131# today.
What a game this has been. With a minute to go, it all comes down to this.
And here they come. They go wide. Passes to Becky. He juggles. Kicks it. Who will get there? No, Kara. He's over. What a try. All the emotions are flowing. Jubilation. Ecstasy. What a game.
It's on! The clean cup! Justice on! Oh no! A spill!
Don't worry, Satso and B29 will win this cleanup.
Satso and B29 kick stains out of the game.
Wash and win!
Spotless victory!
Satso B29!
Satso and B29, your clean champions.
Yumi Papa na Mama Ground. We protect our land, we provide for our families today and tomorrow. One kind thinking na pasin must stop. ICT infrastructure works the same way. It helps families stay connected, students keep learning, clinics reach patients, and businesses keep growing. When that connection is lost, we feel it because something important in our lives stopped working. That's why protecting ICT infrastructure is protecting our access to life-changing opportunities.
Meet YumiPay, your digital wallet from TISA Bank. Your gateway to seamless transactions. Withdraw cash anytime at your nearest TISA agent. Send money to family and friends anytime, anywhere. Top up and pay with just a scan. From taxis to coffee and small businesses, YumiPay makes every payment simple. YumiPay, powered by TISA Bank.
Thanks for staying with us. Turning abroad, Australia and Vanuatu have signed a landmark strategic pact after months of prolonged and sometimes acrimonious negotiations. Vanuatu's Prime Minister Jotham Napat and Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese finally put pen to paper on the Nakamal agreement this afternoon in Canberra. Almost 10 months after Mr. Napat pulled out of a planned signing ceremony in Port Vila, citing concerns around sovereignty. The pact signed today has been watered down from the original agreement, which was given initial approval in a spectacular ceremony at a spiritually charged location atop Vanuatu's Mount Yasur last year.
This may look like an IKEA warehouse, but it's a shopping...
We apologize for that. It is known as the Oz Harvest of the Furniture World, and it helps rehome some 25 families a week. Relove is an Australian charity providing support to those impacted by domestic violence, ex-prisoners and people experiencing homelessness. The ABC's Compass program takes a look into the valuable service the charity provides to those trying to get back on their feet.
This may look like an IKEA warehouse, but it's a shopping experience like no other, where people coming out of homelessness can furnish their entire home.
They're solid, they're good.
And it's all free.
You might want to have 2 sofas and a couple of chairs, or you might like to have just one big sofa. And
Yeah, that's good. Blew my mind, yeah. I was thinking we're probably going to go into the back of like an old dusty Vinnie's.
We never say someone's trash is someone's treasure. We want people to have really beautiful things.
We'll take these, yeah.
So this is the shopping.
This is Relove, a social enterprise furnishing 25 homes a week for people coming out of crisis.
It's actually so comfortable.
They may be young adults leaving the care system, former prisoners,
It was actually quite a lot like jail, you know, just nothing, bare, empty.
or women and children escaping domestic violence.
People are leaving in the middle of the night with a bag, some clothes.
In Australia, people are living in poverty in every neighbourhood.
It's a hidden crisis, right? We don't see that people are sleeping on the floor. That shows you, doesn't it?
Relove is the Oz Harvest of the furniture world, finding a home for unwanted furniture.
You know, we're talking about like football fields of furniture being diverted from landfill.
You know, we're an environmental solution, connecting lots of excess stuff to people who need it.
Like just having furniture in my home has set me up to, you know, do so much. I got a second chance at life.
A homemade boat decorated with having empty beer cans has taken a dozen pirates to victory at Darwin's Beer Can Regatta. Thousands gathered at Mindil Beach on Sunday to watch homemade boats fashioned out of empty drink containers, including beer cans and plastic milk bottoms, sink or swim at the annual charity fundraiser.
I'm down at Darwin's iconic Mindil Beach, where we've got a pretty important tourism drawcard event happening, the Beer Can Regatta. It's in its 52nd year this year, and this morning we've seen families coming in by the dozens. There's probably a couple hundred people just over there watching a tug-of-war event, but the main event is coming later this afternoon when the boats behind me will take to Darwin waters, braving crocodiles and more, and try and duke it out for the Battle of Mindil. Now, these boats aren't any ordinary boats. They're rafts that have been made of drink containers, mostly beer cans here on Mindil Beach. Now, we had a chat with a few of these rafts engineers earlier about how they built their boats and what their tactics will be on the sea.
I reckon you'd get to Indonesia on it. It's pretty, yeah. There's enough flotation in this to lift the Titanic, I reckon. She'll be right.
If the drums give up, we've got our first line of defence, and if they give up, then we'll wait until they hit the water.
In Darwin, the local Venezuelan community is mourning those lost in the quakes, hosting a vigil and praying for those thousands missing. Among them, a brother and a sister now doing all they can to raise awareness and funds for their home country.
Singing and praying for family and friends missing in the rubble of 2 massive earthquakes on the other side of the world.
I'm the voice who speak for those who can't speak right now because they are feeling sad and they can't speak. My mother spent all night crying.
15-year-old Scarlett Hernandez and her 17-year-old brother Johan came to Darwin with their family as Venezuelan refugees just 7 months ago, due to political unrest in the South American country. Now they're coming to terms with another disaster back home.
I feel bad to listen what is happening there, but I don't feel if I go in there I can help. No, I think it's better if I stay in here and I try to do wherever I can do.
The pair spend their Saturdays working at a local non-profit organisation at the Parat markets. Normally, the money they raise supports local youth, but this weekend's profits are being sent across the Pacific.
We are going to send it to Venezuela to buy clothes, food or medicine because a lot of hospitals fall down due to the earthquakes.
After the markets, Darwin's Venezuelan community hosted an afternoon prayer for peace, protection and strength for their homeland.
Porque aunque estamos en el extranjero, because although we're abroad, nuestro corazón y nuestra mente, our hearts and our minds, siempre estará con nuestra familia venezolana. We'll always be with our families in Venezuela. No importa en qué país y en qué lugar estemos, never mind where we are living.
A community who has lost so much, doing all they can to support loved ones from afar.
It is known for pristine beaches and stunning volcanic landscapes, but environmental groups say Bali says the island is in the grip of a rubbish crisis. Its main landfill site has been partially closed, and there is growing confusion over alternatives, with uncontrolled waste being burned or dumped illegally.
In the picturesque villages of Denpasar lies a dirty secret.
Just picking up through so much plastic that have been running through this tiny little irrigation stream.
Environmental groups are trying to clean up an increasing onslaught of trash tossed into waterways and fields.
At the moment, Bali is in a state of crisis when it comes down to waste management.
For decades, much of the island's waste has been sent to this sprawling dump.
Officials say the Suwon landfill has been over capacity for years. And coming here and standing on this mountain of trash, it's easy to agree with them.
Bali generates about 3,500 tonnes of waste every day. That's the same as 300 fully loaded garbage trucks. 60 to 70% of that is organic waste. Much of the rest is plastic. In April, Bali's government tried to restrict use of the dump.
The landfill was the only place for waste, and the Bali community relied on it. When it was suddenly closed, it was a massive blow.
Decades ago, Bali's residents generally consumed organic products, so most waste was biodegradable. But environmental groups say education and waste management systems have failed to keep up since the introduction of plastics.
Some people feel like, why should I sort waste? Some also say, I've been doing the same as usual, like throwing waste in the river or burning waste, and nothing has happened to me.
The island is also dealing with enormous pressure from tourism. Visitors create far more waste than the average resident, and the number of foreign tourists has almost tripled in the last 15 years. A proposed waste-to-energy plant will help ease the burden, but completion is years away. In the meantime, the government has been forced to loosen restrictions at the landfill until it can find other ways to deal with the relentless tide of trash.
And that ends the news segment. Later in sports, John's visit Port Moresby and Santos Cup coaching focus.
Always on WhatsApp? Then this is your style of banking with TISA. Check your account balance or even chat with a TISA Bank agent. Get started today by following these simple steps. 1. Save TISA Bank's official WhatsApp number in your phone. 2. Open WhatsApp and send a simple hi. 3. Follow the menu to start banking. It's that easy. TISA Bank. Banking on change.
The PNG LNG project has now generated more than 30 billion kina for Papua New Guinea since production commenced. Nearly half of this amount has been paid as tax. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to the IRC, while development levies and royalties are paid to DPE.
From our homes, where every morning starts with a taste we all love. A taste that holds memories and sheds stories. A taste that can bring friends together. Made with care and loved in every corner of PNG. Inspired by our champions and rooted by our family values. Snacks, so crunchy and tasty, it's irresistible.
The best attack in the league against the second best.
So that is what they are playing for. The UEFA Super Cup anthem has had its airing. The handshakes are underway. The action is almost set to commence. Bouncing dangerously in off the bar and in! Spurs in front! Vicky van der Ven! Gone for Dembele. Dangerous ball, it's in! Paris level! What a turnaround from the European champions!
What exactly did you come here for?
The exact day when you left. That was the same day the chairman was murdered. I want to know if you really had something to do with it.
Ever felt like the truth is right in front of you, but you're too scared to confirm your suspicion? Maybe it's because she didn't want her family to fall apart.
Will you be okay with being
But my husband is not a criminal, so there's no reason why he would lie to me. And why would he even do such a thing?
Where are you going? We're not done talking yet.
My love?
Daddy's not here yet.
I'll go check inside, okay?
Welcome back. Former NRL star and host of the popular Matty Jones podcast, Matty Johns, arrived in Port Moresby this afternoon with his crew for a short tour of the PNG Chiefs' proposed facilities and a series of media engagements. Johns is expected to meet with PNG Chiefs executives and Prime Minister James Marape on Tuesday before departing on Wednesday.
Also on the same flight were PNG Chiefs Board Chair Catherine Harris and PNG Chief General Manager Football Michael Chalmers. The group was warmly welcomed by Chiefs CEO Lonnie McPherson and staff at the Jackson's International Airport this afternoon. In a brief media interview, John said his last visit to Port Moresby was 20 years ago during the footy show.
No, I came here 20 years ago.
Oh, wow.
20 years ago, I came here with a footy show and they took us up to drink the hoolie. So, yeah.
John still has fond memories of the first two homegrown PNG players signed by his former club Newcastle Knights, Arnold Kriwanti and Derek Kawai, back in the 1990s. He also recalled another PNG player, Paul Manama, who has passed on.
PNG boys, my son played with Justin Nolan and back in the day the Newcastle Knights. I think the Newcastle Knights were the first team to have PNG players, a fella called Arnold Kriwanti and Derek Kawai.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, remember back in the day.
Johns expressed great optimism and support for PNG's bid to have its own NRL team, saying it was long overdue. He also threw his support behind Chiefs coach Willie Peters and the team, as well as marquee signings already secured, including Jerome Luai, saying they have opened the doors for more big-name recruits in the coming months. John said he remains passionate about rugby league and believes that the game is in a better place than ever, with its growth in the Pacific and Australia continuing to strengthen the sport.
So it's just so good. I mean, this country is the only place in the world where rugby league is the national sport. And it's, no one loves the game more than the people in PNG. So I'm just so happy for you guys to have a team. It's long overdue, and everything, all the people, everyone's put things in place. The coach, Willie Peters, is such a great guy. He's a superb guy. And you're signing, Jerome Luai, and I know there's plenty of other players want to come here. And although I'm part owner of the Titans, it's so exciting.
He added that he's excited to be back in Port Moresby.
Everything about the game is booming here in the Pacific, in Australia, in New Zealand. So it's a great time for the game. It's a great time for PNG down at the competition. And I know everyone at home, everyone in Australia is really excited about PNG coming in.
From your own personal opinion, who would be the next signing you were looking at for the Chief? Come on.
Andrew Johns.
Terry Longwood, TVWAN Sports.
The Papua New Guinea National Rugby Football League competition successfully hosted its 2026 Santos Cup Coaches Conference held recently in Port Moresby, which brought together head coaches and assistant coaches from across the country. The conference formed part of PNG RFL's ongoing commitment to strengthening coaching standards and building the capacity of coaches involved in Papua New Guinea's premier domestic women's rugby league competition.
It's the Central Damaras who have come out.
PNG RFL Chief Operating Officer Tony Archer outlined the importance of continuous development as the game continues to evolve both nationally and internationally. He delivered a comprehensive review of the 2025 Santos Cup season, providing coaches with an opportunity to reflect on key lessons, assess team performances, and identify areas for improvement ahead of the 2026 campaign. Archer said investing in coaches remains a key priority for the organization as it continues to strengthen both the male and female pathways throughout the country. Participants engaged in a range of presentations and practical sessions delivered by experienced rugby league professionals and technical staff. Key topics included game day processes, physical performance standards, coaching philosophy, media engagement, and a performance analysis platform increasingly utilized across elite rugby league programs. The conference focused on operational and performance-related aspects of coaching with presentations from the PNG RFL high performance and competitions personnel covering game management protocols and physical preparation standards. It also provided practical insight into video analysis and performance review tools. PNG RFL acknowledged the valued support of Santos, Pacific Sports, KMHL, and DDCL, whose ongoing investment in women's rugby league pathways continues to create development opportunities for players, coaches, and officials across Papua New Guinea. Terry Longwood, TVWAN Sports.
Hekari Women FC and Tafea FC have started their Group A matches at the OFC Women's Champions League 2026 with an exciting 2-2 draw in Honiara.
Tafea had a very fast start. In just 3 minutes, Leo Eramol scored the first goal of the match. She ran past the Hekari defense and finished well to give her team an early lead. Tafea kept playing with confidence and put Hekari under pressure in the opening minutes. Hekari slowly found their rhythm and began to control the game. In the 35th minute, they scored a equalizer. Seruvaya Laulaba reacted quickly to loose ball in the box and put it into the net to make it 1-1. Just before halftime, Hekari scored again to take the lead. Tafea failed to clear the ball and Pilis Pala scored from close range. This gave Hekari a 2-1 lead going into the break. In the second half, both teams tried hard to create chances, but there were not many clear shots at goal early on. In the 76th minute, Tafea came back into the game. Substitute Augustine Mansale scored a beautiful long-range goal, sending the ball into the top corner. The score was now 2-2. In the final minutes, both teams pushed for a winning goal. Hekari had a few chances, but they could not score again. Tafea defended well and held on for the draw. At the end of the match, both teams shared 1 point each. Ekari Women FC will play next match against Fiji's BA FC, while Tafea FC faces Anderson Eels in their next Group A games. Michael Tamtipais, TV1 Sports.
And that ends the sports segment. We'll now have the weather forecast. Regional forecast. Southern, Port Moresby partly cloudy. Alotau partly cloudy with few showers. Momase, Lae partly cloudy with chances of few showers. Vanimo partly cloudy with possible few showers. New Guinea Islands, Kokopo-Rabaul cloudy periods with occasional showers and possible thunderstorm. Buka cloudy with frequent rain showers and possible thunderstorms. And Highlands region, Mendi, Tari and Wabeg, cloudy periods with rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Ocean forecast, Coral Sea, seas rough with southeast winds of 25 to 33 knots. Solomon Sea, seas moderate becoming rough over the southern sector with southeast winds of 15 to 20 knots over the northern sector, 30 knots over the southern sector. Bismarck Sea, seas moderate over both eastern and western sectors, becoming rough over the central sector with southeast winds of 15 to 20 knots, reaching 30 knots over the central sector. Pacific Ocean, seas light with southeast winds of 10 to 15 knots, tending southerly towards the equator over the eastern quadrant. And coastal waters forecast, waters of southern PNG Indonesian border to Darutukiwa Island and across Gulf of Papua to Port Moresby to Hood Point. Seas 2 to 2.5 meters, rising to 3 meters over Hood Point and open seas. And waters of Finchefin to VTS Dampier Straits to CSC Long Island and West New Britain. Seas 2.5 to 3.5 meters, rising to 4 meters at times. And that ends the news tonight. Pleasant viewing. Good night.
The TVWAN News was proudly brought to you by
How can I not be, when you've done nothing but make the two of us happy?
The murder weapon was found in your backpack. And then you went missing. If you were really innocent, I'll be your boyfriend.
Hey, will you stop pestering me? You're ruining a perfectly good day.
Baby Jazz, I've been courting you since high school.
I know that we just met each other, but I feel comfortable around you. I'm gonna help you escape.
The hard drive with the master list?
Andres isn't answering his phone.
So what are we going to do now?
Who is your new supplier?
Do you have a screw loose? I better tell their clients about this.
We're engineers. We design things to survive. We don't design things to fail.
But when things go wrong, their collapses are spectacular and unforgiving.
A single moment brought about by years of negligence
happens in the